What's up guys, the StrongBoys19 here. This is going to be another update video on stuff that I've picked up from the previous month, which was November. Before I get started, thank you guys very much for your support and with some of the comments that I've received about my thoughts on this year, 2024. This week, however, I have been in a much better headspace. I've continued my workaholic direction of writing material, continuing on to my self-belief, and I'm coming back to my positive mental attitude. This video is also going to be the very last one for me, being 29 years old, because tomorrow I'm going to be turning 30. A fact about me, I have the same birthday as Randy Rhoads, which blew me away when I found out about that. Just thought I would add that fact in. But with that being said, this is going to be around the stuff I've purchased. That's not a lot for this video, but what I've collected has been a really, really good time. Let's get started. I'll start off with the two CDs. So the first one is from a band that I've grown to absolutely admire and now cite these guys as one of my top 25 favourite bands of all time. Depeche Mode. This is one of their later albums called Exciter, released in the early 2000s. The other ones I have so far on CD are a part of the 2000s remastered series, mid-2000s. So this is not an original CD pressing, but the music to this album is very much like a still electronic, but a different minimal type of approach. This was obviously the first Depeche Mode album that was created by the band as a three-piece, since Alan, one of the members, left the band during the era of Songs of Faith and Devotion through their devotional tour. This is a very good album. I really like this one a lot. It's not a classic, but I would definitely put this in as one of my top 10 favourite Depeche Mode albums, because there are some brilliant stuff on this album. Now, the last CD for this update is the brand new debut from Harriet, Devoured by the Mouth of Hell, which I actually did an album review of this. If you guys have not seen my review of this, go and check out that video. This is still this beastly, yet violent, bludgeoning, sludgy, disgusting, heavy album. It's not like your typical metalcore album, because I think some of the stuff on this album have been a big sign of improvement from the band musically, and they have progressed to become just brilliant and progressive writers of their originality. This is still a really big mental album. The material around this album is still very descriptive, but that is one of the best things about this band. I did pick this up after I went to see these guys recently at the O2 Institute. They were supporting a deathcore band called Fit for an Autopsy, along with Darkest Hour and Silosis. Darkest Hour were really good. Silosis, they were, out of all of the metal bands I've seen so far, Silosis were the tightest metal band that I've seen live. Harriet's set, which they've opened the whole show with their set, they were brilliant. So Harriet and Silosis I've seen twice. Fit for an Autopsy, I am not a deathcore fan at all, but I wanted to be completely open-minded. I did give the band a chance. I enjoyed their set, but it's still that the style of writing and the overall sound is not my cup of tea, but I stayed throughout the whole event to show my support. So I was really proud that Harriet are still working hard. They are coming back to Birmingham next year. If you are a fan of this band, go and share this band's debut album to anybody else who loves very intensifying and just monotonously brutal sounding music. This is one of my most favourite albums of the year. Now, the album that I've bought on vinyl, I'm very happy that I've ordered this and completed the classic lineup of the band. And this is from one of my top 3 favourite bands of all time. Recently, Ozzy Osbourne turned 76 years old. So, I decided a few weeks prior to that birthday celebration that I picked up Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. Finally, I have completed the classic lineup era of the band on vinyl. This is still one of my favourite Sabbath albums, one of my top 10. This is also one of my most favourite album covers from the band ever, alongside Heaven and Hell and the self-titled debut album. It is protected in this excellent cellophane protection sleeve. Some of my favourite Sabbath songs are on this album, of course with the title track. I think Fluff is beautiful. Who Are You is very underrated. But my 2 favourites on this album are Sabracadabra and Looking for Today. I really do love a lot of this album, but I think the more I thought about their discography, there are still albums from the Ozzy era to some of the later era that I prefer higher in favouritism sakes than this one. But this is still a brilliant, pretty strong Black Sabbath album. And speaking of my Black Sabbath collection, here is another item for my Sabbath collection. It is a really cool looking flag poster of Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. I didn't expect to pick this up, if not to just see it in the flesh. I think this is just one of the coolest Black Sabbath album covers. So, in the end, for it being £20, I just think, why not? I'm not really a collector of a lot of purchasing flags of band logos or album artworks because I am more of a poster guy. But this Black Sabbath flag, I just thought, why the hell not? And the last thing for my update video for today is I've purchased 2 t-shirts from Depeche Mode on eBay, but I don't have them with me. So I decided to show you guys the pictures of them, and I hope you guys can see them as clearly as possible, because I'm going to turn my phone around. So this is the first one. This is the t-shirt of the Violator album cover, which obviously Violator as an album is one of the greatest albums, and I do love the album very much. It is not my favourite Depeche Mode album, but it is still one of my top 5 favourites. My favourite Depeche Mode album pick that is my favourite is Songs of Faith and Devotion. So I also decided to purchase this t-shirt of the Devotional Tour t-shirt. The front shows the faces of the band, and that's the back at the bottom part of the picture. that's it, guys. That is my update video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to see where 2025 is going. Tomorrow, I am going to go and see Everything for the very first time on my birthday. They are a Manchester-based art pop, alternative, indie, rock type of band who I am enjoying quite a lot. I'm looking forward to their concert. I bet my birthday is going to be a blast. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll keep you guys posted for more videos in the near future.